When our little girl was born, we got a Subaru. It's where she said her first word,
No.
saw her first day of school,
Bye-bye.
made a best friend forever.
Oh my God.
The back seat of my Subaru is where she grew up.
What?
The 2015 Subaru Forester.
What?
Built to be there for your family. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
University Subaru.
The wise choice!
Good morning and welcome to Radio Friends on Wednesday, May the 11th. Paula Schulte is with us from Missouri River Regional Library. Welcome, Paula.
Thank you.
You've got a big passport I see in your hand. What is this?
I do. We are collaborating with 10 other institutions in Jefferson City.
10?
10.
Okay.
There are 11 altogether, including us. And it is a program to get people to get out and see their own backyard, as it were. You know, I grew up in Arizona and I never saw the Grand Canyon until I got married and went back to Arizona with my kids, you know.
Yeah.
Not that we have the Grand Canyon in Jefferson City.
We've got a lot of good things in Missouri.
We do.
So what you're saying is there are a lot of people who live in Missouri who have not seen everything there is to see in Missouri.
Yeah, well, and these are specifically Jefferson City related places. So we're hoping that by doing this, people will look and say, wow, you've got a lot of cool things there. Come back and then maybe want to come back again and again.
Okay, give us an example.
So for instance, we have the Missouri Farm Bureau log home, which is a log home that has been restored, and it is was originally in Jefferson City. Just a cool place to go and see what life was like back in the 1800s.
Living in a log home.
Living in a log home.
Where there's still some cracks there, and on cold winter nights, that wind comes in through the cracks.
It was probably not the most pleasant place to, not very climate controlled.
Right.
You know, so we have things like, you know, of course, the Missouri State Museum that's in the Capitol and the Runge Nature Center, but then we also have perhaps some things that are lesser known. The Military History Museum, which is really a fascinating place. It's out in the National Guard location out on the east end of town. They have helicopters and trucks and a lot of cool old things. They have an organ in a box that was used to hold religious services for the military. There are just a lot of really interesting things at these locations. So what you do...
all of these are right in the Jefferson City area.
Yes.
That I'll bet many people that live in Jefferson City and have lived in Jefferson City all their life don't know they're there.
Or they may know they're there, but they haven't gone and seen them.
Okay.
So we have a passport, and you can download this from any of the participating websites or go to one of the locations and they'll have a passport. And you go there, you do a tour or a scavenger hunt, and then they'll stamp your passport and they'll give you a small gift for having gone to that location. And if you complete all 11 locations, you can turn in the top of your passport, and then at the end of the summer, we're having a drawing, and we'll have 3 baskets that are full of local items.
Okay, so if people want more information on this, they can go to your website?
They can go to our website. We have a Facebook page that's probably a good place to go, which is Passport Jefferson City, and we also have an Instagram account, which is Passport JCMO.
Okay, this is really very nice because it's also a promotion for Jefferson City.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And Missouri River Regional Library, you can you've got all kinds of information if people come into the library also.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Paula Schulte, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And you're going to have your passport stamped?
Yes. I will. These are it's been a pleasure getting to go to these sites and see what's going on.
All right. Thank you, Paula.
Thank you.
Come back again.
I
will. Now we're going to talk about railroads, and that's of interest to a lot of people. I've got Dennis VanDYKE. Welcome to Radio Friends, Dennis. And Brad Bryant. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Pleasure.
From the Marceline Railroad Heritage Celebration. What is this and when is it?
Marceline Railroad Heritage Celebration is a celebration of the Marceline heritage of being a railroad town. It's May 14th this year, 9 to 4 all day. We have a number of activities going on. This kind of started out of wanting to celebrate our Marceline was developed around the railroad. In 1888, it was founded by the railroad families, the people that were building the railroad through that area, the Santa Fe Railroad, connecting Kansas City to Chicago. And
Does the railroad, do the trains still run through Marceline?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have up to 70 trains a day.
70 trains a day?
70 freight trains a day, plus Amtrak comes through.
You know, it's so neat when you see a train go by. It takes me back to the old days when you pull up to a crossing and the red lights flash and the gate go down and you sit there and you watch the train go by. I remember as a little kid on Highway 21 south of St. Louis, my dad would put me up on his shoulder and we'd watch the train come by, and this was the old black steam locomotive, and then wave at the engineer, and then when the caboose would come by, we'd wave at the
Conductor and the
caboose.
right,
yeah. So this is nostalgia that you're dealing with.
A lot of nostalgia. We have a lot of. Brad is in charge of the train show. That he has an event that has all kinds of train memorabilia. There will be vendors there. And then we'll have model railroad layouts. We'll have an actual BNSF engine locomotive on display for
now, is that
people.
A diesel locomotive or
it is
a
diesel locomotive
Yeah.
that is there, and it will be. You can go on and go through it, see the cab, inside the cab, and the operations of the unit.
Yeah. When did the diesel locomotives replace the old steam engines? Was that about 1960?
It started about in the 50s, actually.
In the 50s.
Mid-50s is when they first started with the diesel, kind of working them into the steam fleet. As it was, there's a lot of pushback.
Yeah. My fondest memories are watching those big steam, black steam locomotives come by. Mm-hmm. And then I remember as I grew a little bit older, we started to see some of the sleek diesels. They'd be pulling those passenger cars, and the people would be waving to you too as you came. And that was the way to travel.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
So when can people come up to Marceline to see all of this?
Well, it starts, like Dennis said, on May 14th is when it starts at 9 a.m. And the model train railroad memorabilia show that we're having, it's $4 to get in, and it's $1 of that $4 goes to the Marceline Food Pantry.
Okay.
And this is all nonprofit. The rest of it's going to go to the Boy Scouts, and we've got the Walsworth Community Center's nonprofit.
Okay.
And also caboose and steam engine that we have in the park. We got a restoration program starting for that, and we want to get those restored and make them look a little better in the park.
Okay. So mark it for your calendar. It's Saturday, May 14th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. in Marceline, the town that is famous for Walt Disney and the railroad.
Exactly.
All right, guys, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
having you here. Best of luck with it.
Thank you.
We're out of time for today. I want to remind you our program directed by Travis McMillen, Reynolds Journalism Institute, audio, Pat Akers from KBIA. But filling in for Pat is Trevor Harris and our assistant producer, Ariel Sierra. So she's our floor director and our assistant producer and guest coordinator, Uncle James Mauser. Bye-bye.